welcome back to Gamers Remorse. Today we're taking a look at a new game by IELLO in their Tales and Games series, Little Red Riding Hood. Let's take a look at it. Little Red Riding Hood by IELLO Games is a press-your-luck cooperative card drawing game for 1 to 5 players and takes about 20 minutes to play. It is the 5th in the Tales and Games series by IELLO. There are 2 variants or modes in Little Red Riding Hood. Mode 1, or co-op mode, is the easier of the 2. All players take part as Little Red Riding Hood actively attempts to get to Grandmother's house before the wolf. Each player takes turns in rounds of press-your-luck drawing actions. For example, a round will consist of a player drawing a single card from the draw deck and flipping it over to start the round. The card is placed under the number 1 chit, indicating it is the first card and the value to beat. The number of daisies on the card indicates that a number of items from the plaid basket are placed on the card. These items represent movement spaces Little Red can move if they should call it quits. The same player then gets to make the choice, drawing again, draws another off the top of the deck and places it under the 2 chit. The value drawn must always be equal to or greater than the total number of cards currently on display. In this example, if the card is a 1 or higher, it is a success. The odds are pretty good, so the player makes another draw. The plaid basket items are again placed on the card. This player decides to call it quits and move. All of the plaid items are flipped over. For each daisy, Little Red moves 1 space. Stones count as no effect cards. And since Little Red took a movement action, the Big Bad Wolf moves a single space toward Grandma's house. The next player now gets a turn, again drawing a card to set up as a free action and placing it under the 1 chit, and placing the plaid basket goods for each daisy. This player is really aggressive and really presses his luck. By his 6th draw, he needs a 5 or higher, but draws a 3. In this case, all basket goods are discarded to the basket, and all cards are discarded. The wolf still moves 1 closer to Grandma's, but Little Red stays put. This process continues. When the deck runs out, reshuffle. When the picnic basket chits run out, discard them from the basket. When the wolf or Little Red reach the question mark spaces, flip them over. The first to Grandmother's wins. In the other variant, 1 player takes on the role of the wolf, attempting to get to Grandmother's house before Little Red. In this competitive mode, the player who plays the wolf now plays cards down before players face down. Players take turns helping Little Red Riding Hood. A player can choose to flip the card in hopes that the wolf slipped up or attempted to get rid of a high-value card, or move as before and assume the wolf tried to give them a card that would foul up their movement. There are also player-unique abilities, like the Hunter that can get rid of the wolf card, a 0-valued card from the wolf's hand, or Peter, a character that can randomly draw a card from the wolf's hand without having the negative effect occur. Once a player uses their ability, their card is flipped over, offering a unique ability for the wolf. As in the case of the Hunter, the opposing side is the Goat, where the wolf can remove 2 picnic basket items from the cards on the Press Your Luck track. Upon use of the wolf's cards, the cards go back into the player characters. As in the cooperative version, when a pawn gets to one of the face-down home tiles, the tile is flipped over. If the tile is Grandmother's house, the players win if Red got to the house, and lose if the wolf got to the house instead. Alright, so we just took a look at Little Red Riding Hood by IELLO. Let's start off with Brian. What do you think about the look and feel of this game?
Yeah, so IELLO is known for having gorgeous games. And this game does not disappoint on that front. The artwork is phenomenal. The series in general, I love the box, how it's like a book. And as you open the book, you have the game in front of you. They added a unnecessary but gorgeous 3D element to the game. The trees have no effect, but they look really cool. Mm-hmm. The stand-up tokens, again, no effect, but it does make it easier to grab them and move them about. And so I just think it looks great on the table. It's really fun aesthetically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have bright colors that really pop out. Even the character cards are very cartoony and fun. They each have their own element to them that adds more to it. The daisy cards that you get, they look like little sandwiches or something packaged inside the Little Red Riding Hood's bag. One downside to the game as far as look and feel is it's not the deluxe version that's leather bound. I'm kidding, that doesn't actually exist, but you should do that, IELLO.
I would buy a leather bound edition.
I would buy a leather bound set. But anyway, yeah,
it's your anniversary.
Gorgeous game, beautiful, no complaints about the cards. Couldn't have asked for anything more. Eric?
You guys said it all. Don't have anything to contribute.
All right. Balance and mechanics. The game is actually interesting because there's 2 different modes, right? The first one is pretty much for kids. However, we found it still quite difficult to play, which was actually fun, right? Disarmingly fun is how I would put it.
I wouldn't say difficult to play, more difficult to win.
Okay, fair point.
Difficult to master.
Easy to play, difficult to master.
Yeah.
We eventually had to start like counting cards and be like, okay, I know that 1 was played and the 0 was played before that. So how many 3s are there? How many 4s? But overall, gameplay is very enjoyable. The mechanics in this game, it's very press your luck and card drawing is really what it is. And trying to figure out how to encounter those cards and when they're going to come up.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what it is. The balance is there. It's fairly simple, but very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then, well, the other mode, I mean, the one player playing as the wolf. You had the character ability cards, which, I mean, flip over, so the good guys have their abilities, and then as soon as they use that, the wolf has abilities to use as well. So either way, I mean, it's both very beneficial and detrimental to you to use those. So it really equaled out. So
I will say, as the wolf player, I absolutely destroyed these 2 guys.
Yeah.
So maybe find a weak player in the group and have them be wolf, at least to start out. So, in regards to pacing, what do you think, Eric?
I thought it paced really well. I mean, because you are involved in each turn, like involving your input or something along the lines of that. So the pace was just right along just really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, everyone's involved in every step, you know?
Yeah.
People are like, do I grab another card? Do I not? And the whole table discusses, I know there was a 2 and a 3. I don't know. And then the person does it, and then Brian just hoses everyone because
He's Brian.
he drews a
What I do.
wolf.
I draw bad cards.
Yeah. Anyway, very enjoyable. In regards to theme, what do you think, Brian?
I mean, I thought it was great. These games, they take fairy tales or children's stories, essentially, and they turn it into a game. And I thought this was really good. You get that aspect of, going to grandmother's house. I have food in my basket that I can eat on the way there. They have a scoring aspect in the game where if you eat that, you get to go an extra spot, but it's worth less points at the end of the game. So, I mean, I thought that was a fun play on it. I mean, the only argument against it is that, Little Red didn't know she was racing the clock to get to grandmother's house.
Fair point.
But you need that aspect to make the game have that competitiveness. But I thought it worked great. I thought they did a good job capturing the story of Little Red in a board game.
I would say the art also adds into
Agreed.
it as well. And the little pop-up trees, it kind of makes you feel like you're going through a forest. And it's a fun little toy, arguably, as well. But also the paths where they meet, you have a chance of taking the wolf's path.
Yep.
But if he runs into you, get eaten.
Tough luck.
You'll have that. Let's see. Easy to learn. It's very easy to learn if you read the rule book. I
Including the fine print.
may have skipped a couple of pages when I first read it, but we figured it out fairly quick. Very fun game. Tried the 2 modes, absolutely. They each have their own little quirks with it.
Yeah.
So, and then replayability. What do you think?
Oh, high replayability. I mean, playing it one way and then playing it the other immediately back to back, it changes. So I give it pretty high replayability.
Absolutely, and I know we've talked about the difficulty a couple of times, but that's what made me want to keep coming back. In fact, the first day we got it, I played it 5 times and I couldn't win, and I'm like, I gotta keep playing it. I gotta keep playing it. My wife was like, come to bed, and I'm like, I'm playing Little Red Riding Hood. Sleep can wait.
Yeah.
So very enjoyable game. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, we got it at Gen Con through a giveaway, and it was quite entertaining because we get back and we're like, we need to play this right now.
Right.
Like, we wanted to get it and we wanted to play it, and then afterwards, all right, we need to play it again. We need to play it again. Like, we wanted to win. And then you can even give yourself, as Red, you can give yourself a disadvantage and go back and have even more spaces.
Oh yeah.
And alter the difficulty that way, which again adds replay value. So, and then with the Wolf version, there are different player powers that you can distribute. And so you can be like, ooh, I want to try as this player next, or I want to be that player. There's a lot of elements at hand.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So anyway, this should be out probably in a couple of weeks. I believe they said late September.
It was on the boat, so.
It's on the boat, so check it out. I believe you can pre-order it right now at insert game store here. I don't want to dissuade you one way or another, but...
CoolStuffInc.com. Buy great games.
Or Miniature Market, or your local game
Dice
store.
Tower, you can only
Dice
say Cool Stuff Inc.
Anyway, buy it. It's a great game. It's cheap. So, all right. That's
Thanks,
all
guys.
we have. Thanks.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.